want to. Firstly, first tip, make sure the tire is warm. Make sure the rubber is warm to the touch. That makes it supple, makes it much easier to work on a rim. If it's cold, like below room temperature, below 65 degrees Fahrenheit, then it's going to be much harder to work on the rim. How do you heat it up? Just do what I'm about to do. Put it out in the sun, in direct sunlight on a warm day, or drop it in a bucket of warm water. Technique number 2, use lots of soapy water. Very soapy. It's lubrication. Apply that around the bead and around the rim constantly as you're working it. It's not enough just to apply it once. The water will dry up very quickly. Just keep applying it, keep applying it. That's essential. I can't get the tire on without that. And number 3, once one side of the tire is on, getting the other side on requires a technique, which I'll show you, of holding down one part of the bead while working the other part. So I am going to now do the first step, which is warm it up. I found this out by accident because the first time I fitted the 5000 TL, I had actually left it out in the sun. You can see this is brand new. I left it out in the sun and then found that it went on pretty easily. But by the time I got to my second tire, the sun had gone down and it was a cool night and I had a heck of a time. In fact, I gave up, came back the next day, was wondering what was the difference between the first rim and the second one, and realized, well, maybe it was just the temperature. So I did immerse it in some warm water, made it warm to the touch. Okay, next, I'm getting my bucket ready. I just use this car wash solution and I apply the soap liberally, 4 caps, maybe 5, maybe 10, making the water very, very slimy, very thick. In fact, maybe you could just use the car wash soap on its own without the water, but I use quite a bit in the bucket because I am going to go through quite a bit of water. You'll see I apply it over and over again until it dries out. So here's my rim. Campy rim, Campy Urus, love it. It's they call it two-way because it goes both with the tubed and tubeless tires and works really, really well. Okay, so you can see here I've kept the tubeless valve in, loosened it. I'm going to push the valve up because one of the difficulties with this particular tire is getting it to sit inside the 2 sides of the valve. Get the bead wet as well. I always start on the valve side. Start up near the valve. Always awkward getting the first side on because, well, you can see the tire has a mind of its own, like a snake. Yeah, I can feel that soapy water having an effect right away. Okay, last bit, I'm going to use my Pedro tool. What I was saying before is keep your hand in one area, on that one corner, and don't let it slip beyond your thumb there so that you can get the other side on. The other edge on. But I mentioned that these are tight. Why do they make it so tight? Man, one thing's for sure, they're not coming off in a ride. Okay, got one side on. So always go back to the valve because that is the point of weakness, like I said. Just ensure that the bead is seated well around the valve. That looks good. Now, for the fun part, let's get the other bead on. Lots of water, soapy water. Water out of the tire. Start with the the point of the valve again. It is comfortable. Oh boy. I can tell this is going to be tight. Alright, so we have this stretch here. This is the business end of the project. So my technique, hold the thumb there to keep that side of the bead from popping out again, and just work it on this side. Let's see if I get lucky today. It's a good thing I'm strong. All right, it's on. So, you know, I really think I lucked out today. This is probably one of the easiest ones I've been able to fit out of all the times I've done this, and it's working really well.